teacher.
Hello, good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's raining there.
Yes, it's raining a little.
It
I
is
don't
raining.
know, maybe, yes, a little bit.
Well, it's kind of hard here, but let's hope everything goes well, right?
Okay.
Good. Okay, everybody, welcome to the class. It's a pleasure to be with you tonight. It seems that it's raining in some parts of the country, so let's be careful if you go out these days because it's going to be raining probably. And I hope you had a very good Friday. And we are going to start with checking the attendance. So let's see how it goes. Christian Alexander Arevalo Delgado. Daniel Antonio Luna.
Present, teacher.
Good. Daniel Arquímedes Florentino García.
Present.
Good. Erika Yasmín Martínez Carpio. Fátima Denise Aguilar.
Present, teacher.
Perfect, perfect. Herman Alexander Durán Linares.
Present, teacher.
Good. Héctor Francisco Morales Rico. Iván Petrovich Guzmán Aquino.
Present.
Good. Jamie Raquel Escobar Alfaro.
Present.
Good. Holman Saúl Girón Sánchez.
Present.
Good. José Alberto Baños Hernández. Carla Lorena Leiva Contreras. Kenia Cecilia Ruiz Morán.
Present, teacher.
Good. Lucy Natalie Juárez de Ramírez.
Present.
Good. Manuel Antonio Escamilla Jurado. Nelson Antonio Rodas Rosales.
Present.
Good. Osvin Alexis Flores Hernández. Okay. Samantha Marisol Campos Flamenco. Solma Janet Ramírez Ábalos.
Present.
Good. Vanessa Noemí Reyes Lemos.
Present.
Good. And David Alexander Rodríguez Sánchez. Ah, José Alberto is coming. I'm gonna take that. Okay. Very good. Oh, and David Alexander is also coming. All right. All right, my friends. So we're going to start the class. Tonight is going to be very special because you are going to tell to the class who do you admire, right? That is the homework for tonight. Who do you admire? Who do you feel that you respect that person or anything like that, okay? We're going to start with a video, and this is also from TED. It's a very interesting video, so let's check how it goes. Remember that to check the pronunciation, check the way that they speak, different accents, vocabulary, intonation, things like that, okay? So let's see how we go. Hold on a second. I believe. No, it's not this one. Again, it changed. Yes, go ahead.
Disculpe, ya pasó asistencia.
Yes, you are the, but I took it. I saw when you were entering, so no problem.
Ok, es que no podía conectarme por la energía.
Yes, I know that it's raining some places, so not a problem. Okay, hold on a second. Just check. That was too big, so it's not good. Okay, so now I'm going to present you. So let's pay attention. Oh, I forgot to do something so you can hear. Hold on a second. Yes, okay. Very well. So let's check the video and then we're going to comment. Check the pronunciation, everything that is for you. Videos are very important because of that one. I'm going to set the subtitles. Okay, here we go.
Hi, I'm Maisie Williams, and I'm kind of just waiting for someone to come on stage and tell me that there's been some sort of miscommunication and that I should probably leave. No? Damn it. So some of you may know me as an actress. Some of you may know me for my really average tweets. Oh, yeah. And some of you may be finding out who I am for the first time right now. Hello. Whether you knew me before or not, you're probably wondering what I'm going to talk to you about today. And I would be lying if I said it didn't take me 1 or 2 sleepless nights trying to figure that out too. Alas, here I am. Upon finding out the news that I would be giving a TED Talk, I did what I think most people do and watched about 50 TED Talks back to back and read Talk Like TED by Carmine Gallo for some inspiration. Was I inspired? Yes and no. Did it make me want to go out and change the world? Hell yeah. Did it make me feel like a totally inadequate public speaker with absolutely no point to make, who was definitely in need of a big thesaurus if she wants to keep up? Indeed. What could I possibly say that would have any impact? What point am I trying to make? And who the hell thought it was a good idea to give me a TED Talk? So here's the part where I tell you what I know. I'm the youngest of 4 siblings. My parents divorced when I was 4 months old. I really was the icing on the cake of a terrible marriage. I have 2 step-siblings who are younger than me, and a half-brother who's older than all of us. I grew up in a 3-bedroom council house with 4 of my 6 siblings just outside of Bristol. I went to a very ordinary school. I got very ordinary grades. I wasn't quite good enough to get a gold star, and I also wasn't quite bad enough to be kept after school. I walked that nice center line where if I kept my mouth shut in class, then I could probably get away with not being spoken to by teachers for weeks on end. Everything about me was pretty damn ordinary, except for how I felt on the inside. I had big dreams. Shock. From as young as I can remember, I have dreamed of becoming a professional dancer. There are certain memories from my childhood that I would really rather forget. But during those times of immense pain, I found myself instinctively walking over to my mother's CD player, cranking up the volume to drown out the noise, and letting my body move to the beat. It's hard to describe how it felt. I was harnessing emotions that I didn't even really know the names of yet. I was summoning all of this energy and feeling it flow through my body and out of my fingertips. I was alone in my own head, and I felt the most alive. I didn't really know much about the big wide world then, but I knew that this feeling was addictive, and I was going to stop at nothing until I made it my profession. At 8 years old, I was enrolled in dance class, and by 10, I informed my mother that I didn't want to go to school anymore. I wanted to be like Billy Elliot and go to stage school. This was the first opportunity or challenge I was presented with. Even as young as 10, I was willing to give up all of my friends and go away to board at a private school, away from my siblings, away from my mum. She would repeatedly ask me, "Are you sure this is what you want?" And to me, it was a no-brainer. I didn't just want this, I needed it. My grubby knees and crooked teeth were not on the list of requirements for becoming a professional dancer. And when I look back now, both myself and my mother looked severely out of place. But at the time, I was just too young and naive to feel inadequate. I didn't care. If Billy Elliot could do it, so could I. Once my audition was done, I returned home for 2 weeks of staring out the window, waiting for the postman, waiting for my ticket out of my sleepy village and into a world of jazz hands and dorm rooms. It was good news, followed by bad news. I had got in, but the fees to attend a school like this were not cheap, and despite my best efforts, I had not received any government funding. I auditioned again the following year, and this time I received 40% funding, but this was still just money that we didn't have, and it broke my heart. I was good enough. I made the cut, but I wasn't going anywhere. It was a blessing in disguise, although if anyone would have said that to me back then, I probably would have given them the finger and told them to jog on. I wasn't willing to give up that easily. So, at age 11, I was bursting with excitement when my dance teacher informed me of a talent show which boasted opportunities of making you a star. This was the second opportunity I was faced with. I entered into singing, acting, dancing, and modeling. The talent show consisted of workshops and seminars with specialists who would help train you up for your performance at the end of the week. After meeting a woman called Louise Johnston in an improvisation acting workshop, she gave me the words bowling ball and asked me to create a short scene inspired by these words. After making her laugh with a fictional story of how I threw a bowling ball at my brother and it bounced, she asked me to join her acting agency. I didn't really know what this meant. I knew that I would do auditions for films and maybe become an actor, but I still had big dreams of becoming a professional dancer, so this woman was going to have to work a lot harder than that if she was going to convince 11-year-old me that I was going to become an actress. Was this going to take time away from the 30 hours of dancing I was doing a week? And what if I didn't get the part? Was this going to be too upsetting? And do actresses have teeth like mine? Because if they do, I'm yet to watch any of their movies. After meeting Louise in the February of 2009, and trying but failing to land the part in the hit sequel Nanny McPhee 2, The Big Bang, my second audition was for a show called Game of Thrones. This was the third opportunity or challenge I was presented with. I climbed the steps to the Methodist church with my mother's hand in mine. I perched my tiny bottom on one of the seats outside the audition room and listened to an annoying girl with her even more annoying mother tell me all about the number of auditions she had done prior to this one, and also about her pet fish. My name was called and I stepped inside. I had a hard Bristolian accent and dark rings around my eyes that were so big they took up half my face, and a hole in the knee of my trousers which I tried to cover with my left hand as I was talking to the kind lady who taped my audition. But as soon as she pressed record, it all drifted away. Much like when I was dancing in my mother's living room, I harnessed all of my insecurities and self-doubt and let it flow through the words that came out of my mouth. I was cheeky. I was loud. I was angry. And for this, I was perfect. After getting the part and shooting the pilot episode, the show slowly grew to become one of the biggest shows in television history. To this date, we've smashed previous HBO viewing records. We've been nominated for over 130 Emmys, making us the most Emmy-nominated show to ever exist. We've recently finished shooting our 8th and final season, which is predicted to smash records that we've already broken. And nearly a decade to the date since my first audition, I'm still wondering, when am I going to get to be Billy Elliot? I joke, but in all seriousness, I have absolutely no plans of slowing down. Throughout my time in this industry, it has been a minefield. I have grown from a child into an adult, and from 4 feet tall into a whopping 5 feet tall. I have constantly been trying to say the right thing, accidentally saying the wrong thing, trying not to swear too much, and trying to stop saying like all of the time. In February of 2017, a friend of mine, Dom, and I were swigging beers in my kitchen, and he confessed to me that there is a huge problem with the creative industries. I agreed. The series of events that had got me to that point were based mainly on luck and timing and were unable to be recreated. He suggested to me that we create a social media, but just for artists, to be able to collaborate with one another and create a career. This was the 4th opportunity or challenge I was presented with. Great, I thought. How the hell do we do that? And Daisy was born. Of course, everyone who I spoke to about my latest endeavor thought that I was mad. However, I know that this is something that I can help change. This last year in the industry, we've seen a huge shift with the Me Too movement. The industry is built with gatekeepers holding all of the power and selecting who they deem talented enough to advance to the next level. More often than not, it's easier to catch the attention of those people if you have graduated from an expensive school. But even then, I have so many friends who are fresh out of art school, having trained for years, and are still no closer to creating a career. Now, I'm not claiming that with Daisy I can make everybody a star, but I do believe that the key to success within creative industries is collaborating. Actors are only as good as their writers. Musicians are only as strong as their producers. And designers need their teams. To start the company, we self-funded. I had a pot of cash from Game of Thrones that I was free to invest wherever I liked. Dom had a series of businesses from the age of 16, which meant he was also left with a pot of cash. We threw our money together 50-50, and we built a team. Now, Lady Gaga has repeatedly said that there could be a room of 100 people, and 99 don't believe in you, but it just takes that one person to believe in you, and they can change your life. Well, now we had a team of 6. Over the next 16 months, we built our MVP. Now, if you're wondering what an MVP is, I only found out what it is about 6 months ago. And from what I can gather, it's a product which proves there's a problem worth solving with the minimum team effort. So basically, from my point of view, you're marketing something which you know is going to be good one day, but is a little bit bad right now. And for us, that was an iOS app. The 6 of us made an office in Dom's garden, and on the 1st of August 2018, we released our version 1. We had over 30,000 downloads in the first 24 hours, and over 30,000 comments asking when the Android version was going to be coming. Despite our app being imperfect, buggy, and literally built by one man alone, this was exactly what we needed for people to invest. We learned a lot from our angry users and our scary investors, and over the last 6 months, we have grown our team to 16 people. From then till now, we have been building version 2, which we will be launching in April. Within the industry, there is a common phrase which I think we're all pretty familiar with, and that is, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And with Daisy, I hope to give that power back to the creator. I want to encourage people to create a list of contacts that they will work with and support as they take their first steps into the fickle and often challenging creative world. I am of the generation who grew up with the internet. I've never known anything else. We are connected, we are aware, and we are the future. I hope Daisy can breathe new life into the slightly dystopian ad-riddled hellscapes that social media platforms have become. I hope to create a space where people can boast their art and creativity rather than what car they are driving and whether or not they bought it cash or on finance. In a world where literally anyone can be famous, I hope to inspire people to be talented instead. Talent will carry you so much further than your 15 minutes of fame. So why am I telling you all this? The very fact that I'm here giving a TED Talk right now is so far from anything I thought that I was capable of. Even writing the bio for my speech made me realize that in a decade, everything in my life has changed. I am an Emmy-nominated actress, an entrepreneur, and an activist. Yet I have no formal qualifications to my name. When I left school about 7 years ago, I made it my mission to continue learning even though I never wanted to set foot in a classroom again. Who knows what's going to happen to my life in the next 10 years? I surely have no idea. I've never had an end goal. It's working out okay so far. So trust that you're good enough. If there's one thing that I've learned, it's that there truly is a place for everyone. Ask questions and laugh in the face of people who say that they're stupid questions. Be open to learning and admitting when you don't know what the hell is going on. Refuse to hold yourself back and dare to dream big. Thank you for listening.
Okay, my friends, what did you learn from this one? What did you get?
It's a message to encourage your mission in the life and about the good things you can do it when in a like a profession or a different life of life, a way of life.
Very good. So that is it. So it's like sometimes we never think what we can do, but we can do a lot of things, right? Nice. Any other comments or opinion?
The story about her life was interesting because she was a little bit poor when she was young. After that, she grew up and develops her life and improving herself. She was studying in an ordinary school, she said, but she always was interested to improve it and be successful. Uh, she is an actress, other thing, dancer, I think she say, but I think all people has have the possible to improve his life is you work for this. I think.
Perfect. So yeah, it's interesting that what happened, right? Because I mean, sometimes we see famous people, but we don't know what happened. We don't know all the efforts, all the things that they went through. So that is very interesting. Any other comments or opinion?
Yes,
Or
the history was so amazing because she was a normal girl and she have a lot of dreams and always he wants and return dancers and she is in the when she was young she was normal young but she dreams uh, was strong and she luchó I don't know luchó
about.
yes for your dreams never stop.
Very good, perfect. So yes, sometimes I mean she's very young, and probably she had a lot of lucky things. But I mean, you need to continue. I mean, even when she was a little kid, she
Yes.
wanted something. She made the effort. She pushed her mother. Her mother was supporting her, but was also asking, "Do you really want to do this?" It's like I don't
Yes.
know. I'm not sure, right? I'm going to help you, but I believe it's not going to work. So that happens sometimes, right? Good. Any other comments or opinions?
Yeah, the video is a very inspirations. The the idea is that I can be a street with your talent.
That is true. Everybody we have talents, right? Everybody we are good for something. We have potential. So that potential is something that we need to take advantage. So it's very good. Any other comments or opinions?
For me, she said that all of us can get succeed. We don't have to think that the famous people had the life made. No, we can do it. All of the people make, and we have to work hard, even the difficult. And she said that we have to accept all the changes, and if I couldn't reach it, try again until we get it, the reach.
That is so we need to fight for that one. I mean, sometimes I really like to watch movies, and sometimes I see interviews with famous, and then you realize that is hard, right? Sometimes they wake up and they start working, they start filming the movies at 3 in the morning, and they finish at midnight. So it's difficult, right? So it's not easy, and you have to learn a lot of things to say. You have to reflect that one. You have to be very good. I mean, all the professions are difficult. Maybe the thing is that they earn a lot of money, right? But all the professions are difficult. If you really want to do or achieve something, you need to make some sacrifices. Good. Any other comments or opinions? Did you know Macy Williams?
No,
Nobody.
teacher.
Okay, very good. So yeah, Macy
I
Williams.
know her, teacher. I know her.
Good,
She's an
good.
actress. She works in Game of Thrones, New Mutants, 2 weeks to live, and I don't know if it is correct the translation, but it's when you appear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a very famous actress, and she maybe the most famous one is Game of Thrones. She started when she was a kid, let's say, and she grew up with that one. So it was a very good thing. And sometimes if you fight for your dreams, I mean, you are going to have the opportunity, the chance for that one. So that is the idea for it. Also, the accent that she has is from England, right? I believe that you can feel that when she speaks. Her accent is different. The words that she uses is different. She says siblings, she says many other things. So that is very interesting. Good. We're going to continue with the book. And then later on, we're going to start with the homework for tonight that you have. So, building vocabulary. It says match the name of the conflict management style next to its corresponding description. Then check your answers with a partner. And we have, on the charts, we have the name of the conflict management. And then below, we have the description. So we have avoid, accommodate, compromise, collaborate, and compete. And then below, in the number 1, says disregard for the needs of the other person to solve a conflict. Number 2, agreeing to settle a conflict by mutual concession. Number 3, both parties work together to find a mutually satisfying solution. Number 4, meeting the needs or demands of the other person, not satisfying on our own. And number 5, the employees don't talk to each other or don't discuss the conflict. So I'm going to give you maybe 2 or 3 minutes for you to check what is the solution. So what is the term for each of the parts, okay? Check it out, and now we are going to come back with this. Okay, let's check. Number 1 says disregard for the needs of other person to solve a conflict. Which one do you believe is that one?
I think is accommodate.
Accommodate, okay? So disregard for the needs of the other person to solve. Yes, that is a comment. Very good. Disregard, anybody knows what is disregard?
The other person is not agreed with you. No. Let me see. No, it's like an indifference.
Something like that. Very good. All right. The number 2 says agreeing to settle a conflict by mutual concession. What do you think is that?
Compromise.
Compromise. Very good. Yeah. The next one, number 3 says both parties work together to find mutually satisfying solution. What do you think is that?
Collaborate.
Collaborate. Good. Next one says meeting the needs or demands of the other person, not satisfying our own.
Compete.
Compete, I believe that is not compete. Actually, I believe this is for other, the one before. So, because when you say meeting the needs, it's like when you say, okay, I'm going to
Avoid.
avoid. Yeah, it could be avoid. It might be. And the next one, it says the employees don't talk to each other or don't discuss the conflict.
Accommodate.
Accommodate. Well, accommodate is not the one from this. It would be maybe like compete. Here it can be compete actually. Yeah. All right, let's continue. We're not gonna do that part. Okay, this is a thing. Let's see. We're not gonna do that right now, but we're going to come back with that one later. So if a coworker speaks ill about me, I will be ready to talk things out to forgive and forget. So what we're going to do in this part is categorize the following responses to anger, which are healthy and which are unhealthy. That's what we're going to do. So the number 1 says if a worker, what is coworker, my friends?
The person that work together with you in the same office, I think, in the same company.
Very good. The people that they work with you, they're in the same office, right? Nice. So if a coworker speaks ill about me, I will be ready to tell things out, to forgive and forget. You know that ill is like sick, right? So what will be that, healthy or unhealthy?
Healthy.
Very good, healthy. Okay, number 2 says, if my manager is too demanding, I will get angry and irritable to others. What do you think?
Unhealthy.
Healthy.
Unhealthy, definitely. Number 3, if one of my subordinates bullies another, I will convince him to compromise without imposing a punishment. First question, what is bully?
Sound like a bullying as if you love the other people, if you speak say, in at the back of the other people, I think.
That is bullying, when you are doing bad things to other people, right? It might be many
If
things.
you are apathic, I think if you love the other people, for me it's bullying.
Yeah, that is bullying. All right, and the other one is punishment. Do you remember what is punishment?
It's like when you receive some castigo.
Oh, well, that is punishment, definitely. So it's the opposite of an award, a prize, right? So, or a gift. The punishment is when you have something bad because of your action. It's a consequence. So, number 3, if one of my subordinates bullies another, I will convince him to compromise without imposing a punishment. What do you think, healthy or unhealthy?
Unhealthy.
Unhealthy. Yeah, it will be, well, yeah, that depends on many things. I will say healthy because you don't punish, but depends on the situation, right? Good. Number 4 says, whenever there is conflict in the office, the boss will pretend nothing is happening.
Unhealthy.
Unhealthy, definitely. So yeah, it's like you don't do anything and they are killing each other. So that's not good, right? So anyways. Good. Do you have any questions in this exercise? Okay. Have you ever had the responsibility of handle a conflict in the workplace? No, yes, maybe. No.
Yes, like probably few years ago.
The one that you told us, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are many things that are related to that one. I mean, means that depending on the conflict, depending on the situation, sometimes, yeah, you need to go and think what you're gonna do. Sometimes it's not easy to solve these kind of things. Okay, we're gonna watch a video that is hit on book. And let's comment about that one after we finish. Okay, here we go.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Radlist. Today we're going to talk about dealing with difficult people. Difficult people can show up in many different forms. Some do all the talking, cutting people off and talking over others, but never actually listening. Some are lazy, messy or unreliable, and others just have to get the last word into every conversation. Difficult co-workers may constantly demean what you say and try to make you look bad, while striving for power and the boss's attention. We all know these people. We are often placed in a situation where we have to deal with difficult and challenging people, and having to interact with these people can lead to stress and anxiety and drastically affect your mood. If you're working with anyone long enough, you are sure to encounter some conflict as you find a difference of opinion. If you don't deal with the situation, it will most likely get worse. Difficult people can be especially tough to deal with effectively if your self-confidence and self-esteem are low. The more you build these, the easier you'll find handling the situations you might find yourself in. So let's look at a few strategies for dealing with difficult people. The most important thing is to keep your cool and not be reactive, no matter how animated the difficult person may be. By practicing self-control, you can avoid escalating the encounter and will be able to use your better judgment to diffuse the situation appropriately. If you feel your blood boiling and think you're about to burst, try taking a deep breath and counting to 10. This small amount of time can really help your emotions settle enough to stop an outburst. No matter how senior we may be in an organisation or where we sit in the pecking order, we are all influenced by an emotionally driven brain. The effect of this is that when we are in a conflict or perceived danger, the brain releases adrenaline and cortisol, which cause the body to be hyped for a fight or flight response. Our ability to analyse subjectively, think clearly, and respond calmly are completely compromised. Another great diffusing tactic is to shift the focus back onto the difficult person. Often these people will be pointing the finger at you in an attempt to make you feel belittled and inadequate. Their entire emphasis will be to blame you and your behaviour, pointing out the problem without providing any constructive solutions. This stance is purely from a position of wanting to exert control and dominance over you. If your response is defensive, you are only giving the difficult person the upper hand and letting them feel power and control over you. An effective tactic to shift the focus and equalise power in the exchange is to ask constructive questions. Keeping calm and directing the focus to what that person might consider to be an effective solution will direct your response to a proactive one, rather than reactive or defensive. This strategy can really neutralize their dominance over you by redirecting the conversation, and you are attempting to take the lead for part of the exchange. When you're not asking them questions in return, actively listening to the difficult person's tirade will set the scene for you to take control in the coming moments. If you zone out and appear to not be giving them your attention, they will only press harder and more aggressively while pointing fingers at you. Using good active listening will show that you fully understand what they believe is a drastic issue, and then you're in a position to take control and look for a solution. Active listening involves actually listening to their words, rather than cutting them off or disagreeing mid-sentence. Nodding your head to acknowledge that you understand what they are saying. After they've made their point, repeat back the gist of what they said, from their point. Obviously this can come across sounding stupid, so you need to use a bit of common sense to summarise what they're getting at, as you address their complaint. And again, ask questions to show that you've been listening. After applying these techniques, the difficult person will be more likely to feel that they've been heard and that it hasn't gone in one ear and out the other. That way, you're in a better position to shift the power of the conversation and put the spotlight back on them. Be extremely mindful of your body language. An interesting statistic to keep in mind here is that only 7% of communication are the words that you're actually saying. 38% is made up of your tone of voice and expression, while 55% is your body language. A quick way to further anger a difficult person is to display body language that says you don't even want to hear their problem. Try to face them while keeping your arms open. Being closed up with arms crossed can show that you're not open to their point of view, while being curled up and facing away can display a lack of confidence in yourself, giving off the vibe of a weaker person. Think predator versus prey with these difficult people, but rather than fighting, you're using subtle communication techniques to shift the power of the conversation and ultimately disarm them. Now, in some situations, you may initially have a great relationship with the person in question, but they're being difficult over a specific issue. There are two factors that make up a conversation: the topic being discussed and the relationship between the people having the discussion. Not being able to separate the two can lead to conflict and a breakdown in the relationship. By separating the person from the issue and keeping it from being personal, you will have a better chance of encouraging cooperation and keeping the respect of that friend. And always keep in mind, you may actually be your difficult person's difficult person. Try and keep it in perspective. As these techniques are essentially communication tools, because we're discussing how to deal with and diffuse difficult people, not punch their face in, right? It is extremely beneficial to take each one of these difficult situations and turn it into a learning experience. This way you are fine-tuning your skills at handling these situations and will become more adept in the long run. As exhausting as it may be trying to deal with a difficult person, asking yourself, what can I learn and take away from this experience, will help you gain at least one positive outlook from the encounter. One of my favourites, which can be extremely effective if used well and by the right person, is to inject some appropriately placed humour into an exchange with a difficult person. By not being reactive, but finding a humorous side to the conflict, you are able to show detachment from the issue and help to disarm the emotion of the other person. Of course, using inappropriate humour can have the opposite effect, so tread carefully. Humour really is a powerful communication tool, which can bring out the truth and opinions, while remaining cool, calm and collected. If your difficult person is somewhat of a bully, this can relate back to your self-confidence, and I encourage you to check out our Rattleless video on self-confidence for further detail. Bullies will tend to target people who they see as being weaker and without much self-confidence. You may actually be displaying a weak exterior to those around you. Keep in mind that bullies are generally cowards and weak on the inside themselves, displaying a strong, overcompensated exterior to make up for their shortfalls. Often when someone stands up to a bully and exerts confidence, the bully will back down. The important thing to keep in mind is that their reaction and behaviour is usually about them, far more than it is about you or anything you've done. If you can manage to have empathy for the bully, you are opening your perspective on the situation and have far better judgment in what to do next. Compassion is an attribute of the strong and evolved, and it allows us to see deeper inside an issue and the person involved. Here's a quote from Tom Hiddleston to keep in mind. When people don't like themselves very much, they have to make up for it. The classic bully was actually a victim first. Of course, there are many times and situations where all the techniques in the world may not be of any assistance. In these instances, you may just have to walk away if necessary. Don't sabotage your career, but completely walking away and having as little to do with that person is an option. Sometimes these people can drag you down with them into negativity, and there's nothing wrong with removing yourself from this environment. Dealing with these people can leave you exhausted and carry over to your home life. In this case, it's not about winning an exchange, but removing yourself from that toxic environment. Being adept at dealing with difficult people is really an exercise in mastering the art of communication. By developing these techniques, you will find that many difficult people have less of an effect on you, and you stand to exert your own dominance and confidence with less stress and better relationships with the people around you. You are on your way to being the change and greater success in life. These are the strategies of leaders. Thank you for tuning into Rattlist, everyone. We really appreciate your support. We hope that you got something out of this video, and if you would like to see more, please subscribe to our channel, and we will continue working hard to provide great content.
Okay, what did you get from this video, managing conflicts?
The management leader have another option, a lot of options to resolve the toxic environment.
Okay, very good. Perfect. Thank you for your comment, Danielle. Any other comment? Any other people that something that took your attention whenever you are handling some conflicts? So what tips did you see?
I remember when told about the when you are funny is sometimes it's okay when there is a problem or when the people are angry. If you are funny or if you do a joke, it's like it's a kind of uh it's a kind of option for to calm the situation. Try to be funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Perfect. So yes, that will be it. So you are able to sometimes make a funny part, so to check what will be it. Okay, well, how it's gonna be. Any other comments? Okay, I believe that you want to speak, right? So let's go to the homework. We had a homework for tonight where you are going to speak about somebody that you admire and why you admire these people. So the question is, who wants to be the first one?
Me, teacher.
Okay, Daniel Luna, please listen to Daniel Luna. If you have questions, let us know.
Okay, my heroes. For me, it's my grandmother and mother because they were the ones who taught me the good things in the life. To wash clothes, to cook, to do housework, and those tasks helped me to do my first job at the age of 15. I'm still grateful to them.
Very good, interesting. Okay, anybody has a question for Daniel Luna? No questions. Very interesting, your story. Very good. Thank you very much. Who wants to be the next one?
Maybe me.
Okay, Daniel Archimedes.
Okay, let me share a small presentation.
Of course.
Okay, for me, I admire Black Panther because it's come from an ethnic different the other heroes. He come from Africa. Okay, the points that I admire for him is the power to draw upon the knowledge, strange and very experience of every previous Black Panther because she changed the generation and other generation. The other point is in Chinese, what is the sound of what is the pronunciation enhanced?
Enhanced.
Enhances, strength. Thank you. Endurance, speed, agility, reflex, stamina, and senses is the other point that I admire. Other point is master hand-to-hand combat and is a material artist. Is a genius and level intellect. Is a highest proficient technician, strategist, and inventor. He utilizing vibranium suites and equipment. For me, it's different heroes. I admire for it.
Okay, interesting. Very good. Yeah, Black Panther is very nice. Yeah, very nice. Anybody has a question for Daniel Archimedes? No questions. All right, who wants to be the next one? Okay, I'm going to choose, I guess. So we have two already. Let's listen to Fatima Denise.
Hello.
Hello.
I admire Steve Jobs like a businessman for everything that create, and he was my example for create my own brand or company.
Okay, very good. Interesting. So, Steve Jobs, and because of the entrepreneurship and the innovative, I guess.
What?
Because he was entrepreneur and also innovative.
Yes, for innovative.
All right, very good. Thank you, Fatima. Anybody has a question for Fatima? No questions. Good. Vanessa Noemi.
Okay, the leader that I choose is, I don't know if I can say Mother Teresa de Calcutta.
Yeah.
Okay. She was born in 1910 in the capital of Republic of Macedonia. I admire her because she was open-minded, because she worked with all of kind of people. It doesn't matter the religion or social status. in order to solve the social issues. She had compassion and empathy. She was humble and with a big determination. And she was so confident with the things that she wanted to make all of these for the principal cause, and he was offering her service to other people. And when she was young, she decided that her vocation was to help other people, specifically people in poor condition with disease, blind people, or refugees. So she spent all her life to help this kind of people. She decided to live all her life to offer to the poorest people. She founded as asylum and shelters for poor people, for offer a dignified last days of life in a city from India that was Calcutta. So for this reason, she decided to take this name, Teresa de Calcutta. And this type of foundations was extending around the world, so many people could help this foundation and extend around the world. And I think it's an important thing nowadays because we are in the days that exists a big disinterest. So I think it's a big person that we have to imitate, because her was a very caritative person. So I think I have to imitate all the activities and the things that she made in her life.
Very good, perfect. Thank you very much. That was very, very nice, very accurate. So, anybody has a question for Vanessa? No questions. Good. Now, Jose Alberto Baños.
Hey, teacher, can I share a little presentation?
Definitely.
Okay, let me see. Okay. He is Robert Kiyosaki. He's not he's not really my hero, but he's a person that I admire a lot. And he's an American entrepreneur. He's an investor. He's a writer and a speaker in motivational or an motivational speaker of for the finance. Is founder and CEO of Cash Flow Technologies. He wrote the book Padre Rico, Padre Pobre in the 80s, in the 1980s. He founded his own company. Before he went to the Vietnam War, and when he comes to the United States, founded his own company. That was an importing nylon and Velcro wallets for South Korea. And that time he also started investing in real estate. And in the 1985, the company for the wallets is filed, and with productions problem, and filed for bankruptcy and lost all his personal property. Now he wrote about 6 or 7 books in a series about finance, and he's and successful as the author of several personal finance books, which have become bestsellers around the world. And he have earned him an estimated net worth of more than 100 million. And the reason for my admiration is that he's a person who is not afraid of failure and who has a different vision of money and how he continued to persevere until he achieved his goal. And I learned from it is never too late to start, and the success comes if we look for it. That's all.
Hey, very good, interesting. Yeah, this is a very nice personage. And anybody has a question for Mr. Baños? Okay, if you haven't read that book, this is the time for you to read it. So nice. Let's check now to Holman Saul.
Hi.
Hello.
Well, I'm going to talk about Malcolm X. He was a defender of human rights and civil liberties for African Americans. A man who harshly accused white Americans of his crimes against his black compatriots. Instead, his detractors accused him of crushing racism and violence. He has been described as one of the most influential people in American history and as one of the most important leaders of the civil liberties movement. He was very important for the persons because he was very violent, he was very valiant. I don't remember.
Yeah, he was very brave.
Because in this time, the situation was very difficult for the difference because was there a lot of racism, and he was very influenced to help the people with this problem in America. He was very influence and the history of the the person.
Yeah, he was a big influence, that's right.
Yes, I think it's a good example, like to have. And I remember it was someone kill him.
Yeah, he was assassinated, right? I remember that one. I don't remember exactly how happened that one, but he was killed.
Yes, because he was very influential for that move.
Okay, very good. Malcolm X. So yeah, he was very important also next to the other one. What was the name of the other one? Martin Luther King. Yeah, both. They had different approaches, right? Martin Luther King was peaceful and Malcolm X wanted to do riots and things. So very interesting, very good. Anybody has a question for Holman? Okay, so let's listen to Osvin Alexis Flores.
Okay, my hero right now is my wife. My wife. She always is take care for me. And when I was sick, my wife take all time take all time for me, and she is my best friend. She is the better. That's all.
That's all. Very good. Your wife, very good. So it's very nice that you live with the person that really cares of you and that loves you. I mean, that you live with your hero. That is very nice. Perfect. Thank you. Anybody has a question for us? Very good. I don't know if it's possible for Manuel Escamilla. I guess it's not possible. Right? Okay, let's listen then to Nelson Antonio Rodas.
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
My hero is my mother. It's because my mother fought for me and all my siblings. We are 6 siblings, and my mother has worked for all us maybe during for 45 years, and so I think it's difficult because she gave us education, gave out feeling without support of a father. Only she give out education, alimentation, and I sometimes I ask myself how did she do it? It's because she leave my house from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sometimes the almost time she get at home 7 p.m. So was difficult, but she always was advised us about the life, about bad friends, always. I'm thankful with my mother for the education, for don't let me out maybe since 6 p.m. My mother is a wonderful woman. I think when we are children, is difficult or hard to understand about worries, about problems, because we only think about play, enjoy with another child. But when you get a work, when you get married, and when you get son, to know everything your mother do for us. Because when you get your our son, you have to give education. If your son gets sick, you fully very worried about him. So in this moment, you understand that how difficult was for your mother to educate. Only that.
Very good. That's very nice. It's very nice witness. Yes, sometimes, the heroes are those ones that do little sacrifices, but they are very big for us, right? And makes our life different. They make uh, everything for us. So it's very good that you have your mother, and that you still have with you your mother. So that is very nice. Anybody has a question for Nelson? Good, no questions. Let's listen to Surma Ramirez.
Hello.
Hello.
I admire to Lionel Messi
Okay.
because he had to work very hard to get the goals that he wants. He had to work in be better than the other players, and for many times improved his his record, and I think that there are many people that have the same situation, that they don't have the condition to to get the things that they want, and they try to be better, and get the conditions to get that they want.
Okay, very good, perfect, thank you. So yeah, Messi is a figure, right, around the world. And yeah, when he was a kid, he had some health problems, and he has done a lot of things. So very good. Anybody has a question for Asulma? Okay, let's listen then to see who hasn't. Christian Alexander, is it possible for you? I guess it's not possible. David Alexander, did you do that? I don't know if you did. Not possible. Jamie Raquel. Okay, Herman Alexander.
Hello, teacher.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, the homework for tonight, it was for you to bring the name of a person that you admire, and then tell us why you admire that person.
In my case, is my parents, because they were because actually they are guys, but in the past my parents were a big person for me because uh, they learn they learn me a lot of things about life and a good advices. And actually, I am I think I am the person because of them.
Okay, very good. So both are your parents. Very nice. That is good because you have a balance in your life. So that was very, very nice.
Yes.
Anybody has a question for Herman? No questions. Okay, let's listen. Thank you, Herman. Let's listen to Erica Jasmine.
Okay, good night.
Good evening.
For me, the person that I select is Cleopatra, because even the most of people think that she changed sex to get power. I don't think if that's true. Actually, if you search some of her history, she just had two men in her life. The first one, it was Julio Cesar, when she has one child, Cesarion. And then she were with Marco Antonio. And that was the only man that she was with. And she was the most intelligent diplomatic of her age, actually. Because imagine, she changed the way that Julio Cesar think about the policy. Actually, if you saw around age 40s, after Christ, the most of the buildings, the basement is based on Egyptian triangles. I don't know how to say it. Pyramids, actually. And it has the basement in that architectura or architect, if I'm not wrong.
Architecture, yeah.
Yes, if Marco Antonio changed actually her culture to be with her. And in the war, Roma for I don't know, in the other part, because at the beginning Roma was two parts. Actually, Cleopatra was there giving support to Roma and giving support to Julio Cesar. And she learned different languages, actually. She talked Greek, Egyptian, old Egyptian, and some of the medical treating, I think, tratados, treating, something like that. Tratados médicos, actually medical treaty, I think. She wrote a lot of them. She was the only woman in those age that she can write in different languages, actually. So for me, that's pretty interesting because in her age, in Roma, for example, the government was only men, and she was the first woman to get that power. She was a queen, actually. So for me, in those age, it's pretty good and pretty interesting how to see how she grew up and the history and how she left the la huella in the history, actually. For me, that's wonderful.
Perfect. Thank you, Erica. And yes, it's interesting, right? You're right. I mean, she was, I mean, to be a powerful woman in those ages has to be very difficult. I mean, sometimes even today is difficult. So it has to be something different. And also what you say, I mean, she was very smart. Just to speak different languages is something different, right? So, and all the other tasks, all the other abilities that she was able to. Very good. Anybody has a question for Erica? Okay, so let's listen to Ivan Petrovich. Not possible. Lucy, Natalie then. Not possible either. Samantha Campos. Not possible either. Okay, so lots of people are bringing proposals, I guess, or something like that. So, okay, we have a lot of time, so we're going to do an activity right now. Since we are speaking about how to handle difficult situations at work, we're going to work in groups. We're going to think about a difficult situation and a solution for that one. You can think about, for example, one common problem. We can think about, for example, how to fix the problem of traffic in El Salvador, mostly in San Salvador. Or another one is like how to fix the that we don't have a lot of agriculture in El Salvador, things like that one, and what will be the solution for that. So in this case, what we're going to do is to try to think about a problematic and then come to a solution in a group way. So you are going to debate what will be the best option and then present to the class. Do you have any questions about the activity? Okay, so I'm going to create the rooms. Let's close this thing.
We have to decide which problem.
Yeah, all together you decide first
Yeah.
which problem that is hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. I was telling you, yeah, you have to decide first which problematic you would like to speak about, and then what will be the solution for that one.
Okay.
You can set different steps. I mean, first step is this, and then we should do this or anything like that. So, okay, I'm going to create the rooms and let's see how it goes. I want to listen to you. Here we go. Very good. Welcome back. So let's check together. On the first group, we had Sulma Ramirez, Daniel Luna, and Osvin Alexis Flores. So tell me, what did you discuss?
Okay, the teacher, good evening, classmate and teacher. Right now, I choose a living place problem in El Salvador. There are a lot of problems for the houses. It's a problem because the several families they don't have a house for living. The minimum salary is not good. But the government doesn't have a control for the prices. The price of houses is as expensive, and it's a $30,000, $50,000, and $100,000. It's so expensive, but my classmate Sulma told about the rent. Go ahead, Sulma.
Hello. Yes, we was talking that the price of the rent is high. For example, you can find a room for $3,000, or the price or the house is very smallest. So don't have the salary to get a good rent for families. And other problem is that the project of the constructions, the government don't have a control about that and the prices too.
Okay. Very good. Perfect. That was interesting. And that is a real problem. So it's something that, I don't know, how is the problem right now? Imagine how it's going to be in 10, in 20 years. It's going to be crazy, right? Yeah. It's going to be a lot. Good. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
If you need to buy a house, you need to pay when you have 10 years.
Yeah.
Good problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I was checking, for example, with a friend, and houses, small apartments, in Europe, you can buy an apartment for $25,000. Houses in El Salvador, small houses, that are $80,000 sometimes, far away, right? So it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
You pass 25
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, now we're going to check with the group number 2. Let's see, Fatima, Denise, Aguilar, Herman, Duran, and Jamie Raquel. Let's see how it goes.
Hello.
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 Jamie talked the situation in her job. She had a problem with her boss because is authority, and she solvent talking with the boss for the boss. The boss, your boss, her boss.
Okay.
And move her problem boss with the other other sucursal. And she's solvent.
Ah, okay, very good. So it was possible to solve it. Very nice. That's interesting. Good. Okay. Huh?
In the case of Fatima, he told me her problem. It was so similar like me. Her problem was she did work in the last job, and in this job her boss was a classmate or a university. So she told me that her boss was very cool in the beginning, but then they start to have problems. But Fatima tried to solve the problem, but he decided to pronounce
Quit.
that what?
Quit.
Quit. Okay. Quit this job, and then he get a better job.
Ah, okay.
That's so it was good action, that was good decision for her.
Very nice. So at the end, it was solved and it's better, right? Nice. Thank you very much. So Jose Alberto and Vanessa Noemi.
Okay, teacher. Our problem is the vehicular traffic. And the possible causes are, we have many cars in the country. There are 2 or 3 cars per family in some cases. The public transport is in poor conditions. Most companies are centralized in San Salvador, and the public transport is insufficient, and the insecurity in the public transport. And the possible solutions could be rotate work schedules in the companies. The companies hire personnel who live nearby to avoid large transportation, improve public transportation, promote the teleworking in companies, create most passenger transportation in good conditions, and schedules vehicle circulation by license plate or by license plate number or color could be. That's all.
Okay, very good. Interesting. It's an interesting solution. Yeah, you're right. The traffic is crazy right now. All right. So the next group was Daniel Archimedes, David Alexander, and Nelson Antonio.
Okay. We discussed with my classmate Nelson Herroras that's how to fix the traffic, because I living in a place that we have a big problem with the traffic. The possible solution could be, for example, revolutionize traffic light management. The other point restricts parking near buses and intersections. Can help a lot of to improve the traffic. Other point is encourage the use of alternative route, improve bus service, like the other class might say. The other point can help is construct more parks and rides. Other possible solution could be build a robust light ride network. I think the other point more important that we have a lot of drivers that they don't know the driver's rules, how come to drive in a way, The signal, a lot of try don't know what this mean. The problem is they learn how to drive their car because the father, the best friend, teaching, but there is no, it's no good form to learn how to drive your car, because we need to know to get that experience to, how to drive in a way. Let me see. Nelson can continue.
Okay.
Okay. In my opinion, it could be if some people work near at home, maybe they can take the bus, or another way can be use bicycle. This is another way because that problem, I think that we have a lot of cars. I think that problem maybe I know is a reason too, but maybe we don't problem with the street. The problem is that we have a lot of cars. In my case, I live Zacatecoluca City. I don't have problems with the traffic when I travel to my work, but to travel to San Salvador is so hard for the traffic. This is my opinion.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So you're right. And the solutions are interesting as well. Very nice. Very good. Erica, Jasmine, and Manuel Escamilla, I don't know if you did something.
I was with Holman actually.
Okay.
I don't know.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, we were talking actually the problem in our works. Actually, Holman told me that at the beginning in his work, I'm sorry, the boss didn't has a good communication with the plans or the campaigns that they going to do, or how to fabric some things. And in my case, we talk about specific the communication. Because imagine I was working in a band, and my boss, my main boss, she didn't tell me enough about some clients. So imagine if a VIP client gonna go to your store and you don't know that, for example, someone is allergic to a specific tea, or to, I don't know, he or she has diabetics, I think, and you do a normal coffee, you're gonna have a big problem. And I remember a problem that we have, that we serve tea, but she never told me that the person who gonna go to the bank was allergic to the manzanilla. That's very rare, but she has allergic to that. And we serve manzanilla tea. And then the ambulance was in the bank. A doctor was there, and it was it was a chaos. Imagine a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And I remember that she never told me that. So imagine how we can save that problem, on how we cannot have that problem if just she told me that person is allergic to manzanilla. Imagine just a simple phrase or just a simple sentence that she can tell to me. We're gonna save to all of that bad experience actually.
Yeah.
But the communication is the most important thing when you work with different person, because you don't know, maybe you can kill someone if you know that she or he is allergic to someone. And I remember that was chaotic for me, and I feel, my goodness, but I didn't know it. So for me, the communication is the most important thing. Nowadays, I work in a call center. I'm a manager of a credit account, and I try to express or give them the goals of the day or the goals of the week or the goals of the month, and to look why are you not doing this in this way, or why do you think you don't have this, what part of your work you need to get a coach, for example. Actually, for my team, I do coaching every 3 months, because in the United States, everything is changing right now, and the laws and everything is changing. So we need to be on time and everything. So it's necessary to get that coaching every time, actually.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting. And yeah, imagine to be allergic to that is chamomile. Yeah, that is crazy. Okay, very good. Thank you. And the last one was Christian and Ivan Petrovich, but I guess you didn't do that part, right? So, uh, well, my friends, the good thing is that we finished the week, so we have to rest a little bit this weekend. Let's check the attendance. Christian Alexander Arevalo Delgado. Daniel Antonio Luna. Good. Daniel Alquímedes Florentino García.
Present.
Good. Erika Yasmín Martínez Carpio.
Present.
Good. Fátima Denise Aguilar Márquez. Germán Alexander Durán Dinares.
Present.
Good. Héctor Francisco Morales Rico. Iván Petrovich Guzmán Aquino. Jamie Raquel Escobar Alfaro.
Present.
Good. Holman Saúl Girón Sánchez.
Present.
Good. José Alberto Baños Hernández.
Present, teacher.
Good. Carla Lorena Leiva Contreras. Kenia Cecilia Ruiz Morán. Lucy Natalie Juárez de Ramírez. Manuel Antonio Escamilla Jurado. Nelson Antonio Herrodas Rosales.
Present.
Good. Osvin Alexis Flores Hernández.
Present.
Good. Samantha Marisol Campos Flamenco. Zulma Janet Ramírez Ábalos.
Present.
Good. Vanessa Noemí Reyes Lemus.
Present.
Good. David Alexander Rodríguez Sánchez. Okay, my friends, the 101 for today for Fatima, and for the rest, have a very good night. Rest very well.
Teacher, perdón que no podía activar el micrófono.
Okay. David Alexander. Okay, yes. Got you. Nice.
Teacher, in the platform, what is the last homework what we have to make?
Let me tell you right now, the last one, it has to be, let's see here. Let me
Just
check.
the unit 1.
No, we are in unit 2 already. So you need to be, let me see. Uh, 2.2, that's the last one.
2.2.
2.2,
Okay.
that should be. Okay. Okay, my
Thank you.
friends. Have a good night.
Bye.
See you on Monday. Have a happy weekend.
Night.
Night.
Bye.
Goodbye. Hello, Fatima. How are you? Hello. Hello.
Sorry, teacher. I put an injection.
Ah, okay, no worries, no worries. Rest. Then I hope everything goes well and see you on Monday.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.